Criminals are evolving and finding more sophisticated ways to steal your money. Super skimmers are now being used and they're pretty hard to detect.
You swipe, you tap, you insert. Your debit card is the direct pipeline to your entire livelihood, yet you likely treat it with the same casualness as a library card or a gym pass. Right now, a new wave of highly sophisticated scams is draining billions from American checking accounts. Today, I am exposing the 10 most devastating debit card scams spreading across the country. Most people have absolutely no clue these exist until their balance hits zero. Watch until the end, because the threat at number 1 is completely invisible and bypasses every security measure you have. Let's get into it. Number 10. The fake delivery reschedule trap. It starts with a simple text message that arrives at the exact perfect moment. You are likely expecting a package right now. Almost everyone is continuously waiting on a delivery from Amazon, FedEx, the United States Postal Service, or UPS. The scammers know this, and they exploit the statistical probability that you will assume the text is meant for you. Your phone buzzes with an urgent alert claiming your package cannot be delivered due to an unpaid shipping fee, an incorrect address, or a customs delay. The fee is always incredibly small, usually just $1.99 or maybe $3. The text includes a hyperlink to resolve the issue and release your package. You click the link because you want your item. The website that loads looks absolutely identical to the official postal tracking page. The scammers have perfectly cloned the source code of the real website. It features the correct corporate logos, the exact same color hex codes, the proper fonts, and even a fake tracking number that displays a realistic-looking route map. The page asks you to input your debit card information to cover the tiny redelivery fee. You type in your 16 digits, your expiration date, your billing address, and your 3-digit CVV security code. The screen loads, says payment successful, and you go about your day, assuming your package will arrive tomorrow. You did not just pay a redelivery fee, you just handed direct, unrestricted access to your checking account to an organized cyber criminal operation. The criminals do not care about the $2. That was simply the bait to capture your payment credentials. Within 48 hours, they will use your debit card details to purchase high-end electronics, digital gift cards, or cryptocurrency across the globe. A 34-year-old marketing coordinator from Seattle named Emily fell for this exact text message on a Tuesday afternoon. She was expecting a customized birthday gift for her mother and panicked when she thought it was delayed. She paid the $2 fee without a second thought. By the time she woke up the next morning, her debit card had been charged $4,000 across 6 different online retailers in 3 different time zones. When she called her bank in a panic, they initially denied her fraud claim. Their reasoning was brutal, because her actual accurate card credentials were used, along with her correct billing zip code and CVV. The system classified it as an authorized online purchase. It took Emily 3 months of fighting, appealing, and filing police reports to recover a portion of her money. The delivery scam attacks you when you are distracted by your digital life, but the next scam on our list targets you when you are physically standing at the ATM, feeling completely secure in the real world. Number 9. The card-stuck ATM snare. You walk up to an ATM outside a convenience store, a gas station, or even a legitimate bank branch after hours. You insert your debit card into the flashing green slot, but the machine feels strangely tight. Your card goes in, but the screen does not change to the PIN entry menu, or it flashes a generic, confusing error message. You try to pull your card back out, but it is locked perfectly and immovably inside the slot. Panic begins to set in immediately. You start pressing the cancel button repeatedly. You pound on the keypad. Suddenly, a friendly stranger approaches from the sidewalk. They look sympathetic. They tell you the exact same thing happened to them at this very machine last week. They advise you to type your PIN on the keypad while simultaneously holding down the cancel button, claiming this is a secret override code to force the machine to eject the stuck card. You try it. You type your 4-digit PIN. The card still does not come out. The stranger shrugs, offers their condolences for your bad luck, and walks away into the night. You eventually give up, assume the machine is broken, and leave to call your bank's customer service line. The moment your car leaves the parking lot, the friendly stranger walks right back to the ATM. They pull out a pair of needle-nose pliers or a specially designed extraction tool and seamlessly slide your card out of the machine. You were the victim of a physical trap known in the criminal underworld as the Lebanese loop. The scammer inserted a thin, clear plastic sleeve with a tiny folded lip into the card reader long before you arrived. When you pushed your card in, it slid past the lip and into the sleeve, preventing the machine's internal motorized rollers from reading it, grabbing it, or ejecting it. The stranger was hovering nearby for one specific reason: to memorize your PIN as you desperately typed it into the keypad under their guidance. Armed with your physical debit card and your exact PIN, they do not need to hack anything. They simply walk to the ATM across the street and execute maximum cash withdrawals until your daily limit is hit or your checking account is completely empty. A 62-year-old retired teacher from Ohio lost $2,000 in 15 minutes because she left the ATM to sit in her car and report her swallowed card. Physical ATM traps are terrifying because they happen right in front of you, but number 8 happens completely in the shadows, slowly draining your account over months without you ever noticing. Number 8, the ghost subscription bleed. This scam relies entirely on your busy life, your subscription fatigue, and your tendency to ignore small charges on your monthly bank statement. Scammers purchase massive databases of stolen debit card numbers from dark web marketplaces. These numbers often come from massive retail data breaches, compromised e-commerce websites, or hospitality network hacks. But instead of making a massive, obvious purchase that would immediately trigger your bank's automated fraud detection algorithms, they set up fake shell merchant accounts. They begin charging your debit card tiny recurring amounts to test if the card is active and to establish a pattern of billing. They process payments for $3.99 or maybe $5.49. They use vague, legitimate-sounding billing descriptors that blend perfectly into a modern bank statement. You might see a charge from AGS Tech Support, Global Media Services, or Prime Web Access. When you skim your monthly statement on your phone, your brain registers these small, insignificant charges as a streaming service you forgot about, an old app subscription, or a digital newspaper fee. You ignore it, they keep charging it. Because the amounts are so incredibly low, the bank's automated security never flags them as suspicious. If a scammer does this to 50,000 stolen debit cards across the country, they are quietly generating hundreds of thousands of dollars a month in pure, untraceable profit. A 28-year-old software developer named Marcus from Austin decided to audit his finances line by line to save for his upcoming wedding. During this deep dive, he discovered he had been paying $9.99 a month to a ghost merchant for 3 entire years. When he tried to dispute the charges, the bank only refunded the last 60 days. They stated that under the rules of Regulation E, the federal law governing electronic transfers, he was legally required to report the fraud within 60 days of the statement being issued. Because he failed to notice the bleed, he lost over $300 permanently. While the ghost subscription is a slow, agonizing bleed, the next scam on our list attacks the most advanced technology in your wallet while you are just standing on a train. Number 7. The RFID relay pickpocket. Pull out your debit card and look at it. You will likely see a small Wi-Fi style symbol printed on the plastic, indicating it is enabled for tap-to-pay contactless transactions. This near-field communication, or NFC, technology is incredibly convenient for quickly buying a coffee or tapping onto public transit. However, it means your card is constantly emitting a readable radio frequency signal, waiting to be activated by a payment terminal. Imagine you are standing on a crowded subway car during rush hour, waiting in a dense line at a busy music festival, or packed into an elevator. A person bumps into you. It is a tight space, so you think absolutely nothing of it. What you do not realize is that the person who bumped into you has a modified point-of-sale terminal, or a specialized hacking device like a Flipper Zero hidden inside their backpack or jacket pocket. These criminals crank up the signal strength on their hidden terminal and press it against the outside of your pocket or purse where your wallet sits. In a fraction of a second, their device reads the NFC signal radiating from your debit card. It captures your 16-digit card number and the expiration date, and it processes a transaction instantly. To avoid detection, they set the charge just below the threshold that requires a physical signature or a PIN entry, usually around $50 or $100, depending on the bank's limits. The terminal beeps quietly inside their bag. They walk away with your money, and your card never physically left your pocket. A commuter in New York City noticed a fraudulent charge for $95 at a mobile kiosk on his banking app before he even got off the train at his destination. Digital pickpocketing is frightening because it requires no interaction. But number 6 exploits the very search engines you trust when you are actively seeking help from your bank. Number 6. The customer service search engine trap. You cannot find your debit card. You tear apart your house, check your car, dig through the laundry, and search your pockets. Panic sets in. You know you need to freeze your checking account immediately before someone finds the card and goes on a shopping spree. You pull out your smartphone, open Google, and frantically type Wells Fargo customer service number or Bank of America lost card hotline. You see a phone number in bold text at the very top of the page, right above the organic search results. You click it and dial. A professional, high-quality automated voice thanks you for calling the bank. It sounds exactly like the real corporate directory. You press 1 to report a lost or stolen card. A representative answers the phone. They sound remarkably calm, empathetic, and professional. You explain you lost your debit card and are terrified. They tell you they can cancel it immediately, but first, they need to pull up your secure profile. They ask for your full social security number to verify your identity. They ask for your online banking username. Finally, they say they need your exact debit card PIN to authenticate the cancellation protocol. You provide all of it, desperate to stop a thief from using your card. The representative tells you the card has been successfully frozen and a new one is being mailed to your address via expedited shipping. You hang up, breathing a massive sigh of relief, but you did not call the bank. You called a massive scammer call center operating in a completely different country. Cybercriminals buy sponsored advertisements on Google, Bing, and Yahoo, bidding thousands of dollars to ensure their fake phone numbers appear above the actual bank's legitimate website in the search results. Because you were in a state of absolute panic, your brain suffered from tunnel vision. You did not look closely at the URL or the sponsored tag. You just tapped the first phone number you saw. Armed with your username, your social security number, and your PIN, the scammers log into your online banking portal, lock you out by changing your passwords, and drain your funds via wire transfers. A 45-year-old independent contractor lost $12,000 after calling a fake sponsored link to report his lost wallet. Exploiting your panic is a highly effective core tactic, but the next scam on our list uses the terrifying voices of authority to force you into making the worst financial decision of your life. Number 5. The government impersonator. Phantom payment. Your phone rings on a quiet evening. The caller ID boldly displays the name of your local county sheriff's office, the Internal Revenue Service, or the federal courthouse. You answer cautiously, and a stern, deeply authoritative voice informs you that there is an active, unserved warrant out for your arrest. They claim you missed a mandatory federal jury duty summons, you have unpaid back taxes that have triggered a criminal investigation, or you have a severe red light camera violation that has escalated to collections. They tell you, in no uncertain terms, that a patrol car is currently being dispatched to your home address or your place of employment to execute the arrest. Your heart races. Your palms sweat. You ask how this is possible and how you can fix it. The caller tells you that you can clear the warrant and recall the officers immediately by paying a civil administrative fine over the phone using your debit card. They demand you stay on the line. They demand you read the debit card numbers to them out loud to process the bond immediately. If you question their authority or ask for proof, they threaten you with immediate jail time, severe public embarrassment, and thousands of dollars in legal fees. They use aggressive, highly rehearsed bullying tactics to keep you in a state of sheer, unthinking terror. Once you read those numbers in a desperate bid to stay out of jail, they drain the maximum daily limit from your checking account. This scam frequently and ruthlessly targets elderly individuals, immigrants who may fear deportation, and young adults who are easily intimidated by law enforcement. A 55-year-old intensive care nurse was coerced into giving her debit card information over the phone to a deputy who claimed she had a warrant for failing to appear as an expert witness in a trial she knew nothing about. She lost $3,000 in an instant. When she realized the devastating truth and called her bank, they told her that because she willingly and verbally provided the card details, recovering the funds would be nearly impossible. Fear is a powerful, blinding motivator, but number 4 on our list abandons human emotion entirely, using advanced artificial intelligence to bypass the security layers designed to keep your online banking safe. Number 4. the automated OTP bot attack. You are sitting at home watching television when your phone rings. The caller ID perfectly displays your bank's name and official phone number. You answer, and you hear a crisp, professional, automated robotic voice. The voice says, "This is the automated fraud prevention system for your account. We have detected a highly suspicious login attempt from an unverified IP address in Miami, Florida. If this was you, press 1. If this was not you, and you wish to block the attempt, press 2. You press 2, feeling incredibly grateful that your bank's security systems caught the hacker before they could do any damage. The automated voice then says, "To verify your identity and block this unauthorized login, please enter the 6-digit one-time passcode we just sent to your mobile device using your phone's keypad." Your phone buzzes. You look at the screen and see a genuine text message from your bank containing a 6-digit code. You type the code into your phone's keypad. The automated voice thanks you, assures you the account is now fully secure, and disconnects the call. In reality, there was no automated fraud prevention system, and the bank did not call you. Cybercriminals now rent sophisticated AI voice bots on the dark web and through encrypted Telegram channels for as little as $20 a month. The scammer already had your banking username and password, likely purchased from a recent data breach. They tried to log into your bank on their computer, but your bank's security system successfully blocked them and sent a two-factor authentication, or OTP, code to your phone to verify the login. The scammer deployed their AI bot to call you at that exact critical moment. The bot tricked you into thinking you were stopping the fraud and convinced you to hand over the only code keeping the hacker out. The moment you typed those digits into your phone, the bot transmitted them in real time to the scammer, who typed them into the bank's website. They are now inside your account. A small business owner in Denver lost $22,000 to an OTP bot that sounded exactly like his bank's genuine, trusted automated system. Voice bots are terrifyingly deceptive because they sound so legitimate, but the next scam on our list abandons the digital world completely to attack you right in the middle of a busy, joyful retail environment. Number 3. The offline point-of-sale clone. You are enjoying a beautiful Saturday afternoon at an outdoor music festival, a busy community farmers market, or a trendy pop-up retail event. You find a vendor selling beautiful artisan crafts, custom jewelry, or heavily discounted merchandise. You pick out an item and hand them your debit card to make the purchase. They take your card and swipe it through a small square card reader attached to a tablet or a smartphone. The vendor looks down at the screen, frowns, and tells you that the cellular network is down or the Wi-Fi signal is just too weak out here. They say the transaction failed to process and ask if you happen to have cash or if you want to try a different card. You apologize for the inconvenience, dig into your wallet for cash, pay for the item, and happily walk away. What you just experienced was not a network failure. It was a highly orchestrated theft. The vendor is a criminal operating a phantom storefront. The card reader they used was not connected to a bank processing network, Stripe, or Square. It was an offline illicit data skimmer designed to look exactly like a standard retail point-of-sale system. When they swiped your card, the device perfectly and silently copied the Track 1 and Track 2 data encoded on your magnetic stripe. Some sophisticated versions of this scam even feature fake Bluetooth pin pads, allowing them to capture your personal identification number when you attempt to authorize the fake sale. They gladly let you walk away with the cheap merchandise, but they keep the complete digital clone of your debit card. Later that night, in a hotel room or a van, they encode your stolen data onto a blank white plastic JCOP card. They walk up to an ATM at midnight and drain your account using the PIN you willingly typed into their fake machine just hours earlier. Retail scams steal your data using fake equipment, but number 2 uses a paper-thin piece of highly advanced hardware to intercept your card at the legitimate machines you trust the most. Number 2. The deep insert, shimmer. You have likely been warned for years to look out for card skimmers, the bulky, loose, fake plastic overlays attached to the outside of gas station pumps and ATMs. You know the drill. Wiggle the card reader vigorously before inserting your debit card. If it feels loose or looks strange, do not use it. Scammers know you are looking for this external hardware, so they evolved their engineering. They created the shimmer. A shimmer is a flexible, paper-thin microchip circuit board. It is so unbelievably small and thin that criminals use a specialized, pronged insertion tool to shove it deep inside the actual internal card slot of an ATM or a retail gas pump. Once it is pushed inside, it clicks into place and is completely, 100% invisible from the exterior of the machine. You can wiggle the plastic reader all day long. The machine will feel perfectly solid because the shimmer is hiding deep inside the machine's mechanical throat. When you insert your debit card, the shimmer acts as a highly efficient man in the middle. It reads the encrypted data directly from the gold EMV chip on your card as it slides past the internal contacts. While EMV chips were specifically designed to be impossible to clone into other chip cards, the shimmer intercepts the data stream and extracts the magnetic stripe equivalent information hidden deep within the chip's backward compatibility code. Paired with a microscopic pinhole camera hidden in the ATM lighting panel or a fake brochure holder to record your fingers typing your PIN, the scammers have everything they need to bypass the chip security and create a magnetic stripe clone. A 39-year-old emergency room nurse stopped for gas on her way home from a grueling night shift. She used a well-lit, busy major chain gas station. The pump had a shimmer hidden inside. By the time she woke up the next afternoon, her bank account was overdrawn by $3,000 from consecutive ATM withdrawals made in a completely different state. Shimmers are an invisible, terrifying hardware threat, but the ultimate debit card scam sweeping the nation right now does not require hacking, complex hardware, or hidden cameras. It simply turns your own honesty and your own good deeds against you. Number 1. The accidental overpayment money mule trap. You are doing something completely normal. You are trying to clean out your garage by selling an old couch, a gently used laptop, or a baby stroller on Facebook Marketplace or Craigslist. A buyer contacts you almost immediately after you post the listing. They are incredibly eager, very polite, and quickly agree to your asking price of $200. They ask if they can secure the item by paying you right now via Zelle, Venmo, or Cash App, which is linked directly to your debit card and your primary checking account. You agree? Glad to have made a quick, easy sale. A few minutes later, you receive an email or a push notification, but the buyer immediately messages you back. They tell you they made a terrible, stupid mistake. They accidentally added a zero and sent you $2,000 instead of $200. They sound panicked, desperate, and apologetic. They beg you to look at your account to verify. You check your banking app, and sure enough, there is a pending deposit sitting right there for $2,000. The buyer pleads with you to do the right thing and send the $1,800 difference back to them so they can pay their rent tomorrow. Being an honest, decent person who understands making mistakes, you open your debit-linked P2P app and send $1,800 back to the buyer's account. You feel good about helping someone out of a highly stressful financial situation. 2 days later, the nightmare begins. You log into your banking app, and the original $2,000 deposit has completely disappeared from your account. The buyer did not make a mathematical mistake. They used a stolen checking account or a severely compromised debit card to send you the initial funds. When the real, legal owner of that stolen account discovered the fraud, they reported it. Their bank initiated an ACH reversal and clawed the funds back. The $2,000 deposit to you is wiped out like it never existed. But the $1,800 you sent back to the scammer? That was a brand new, completely separate transaction explicitly authorized by you using your legitimate debit card credentials, your app, and your biometric Face ID. The banking system views that as you willingly and purposefully giving your own money away to a stranger. You are left entirely responsible for the massive negative balance in your checking account. You were unwittingly used as a human money mule to launder stolen funds, and your innate honesty was the very mechanism that bankrupted you. A single mother selling a bicycle to pay for groceries fell for this exact trap and lost over $1,000, resulting in eviction warnings and bounced utility bills that took months to recover from. Furthermore, because her account went severely negative, she was reported to Check Systems, a banking blacklist that prevented her from opening a new checking account anywhere else for 5 years. The banking system is fundamentally designed to protect the bank's liability, not the consumer's wallet. When you fall victim to these modern scams, you run headfirst into a brick wall known as Regulation E. This federal law governs electronic fund transfers and is supposed to protect you. However, banks aggressively and legally exploit the definition of the word unauthorized. If you handed over a security code to a voice bot, if you typed your PIN into a fake terminal at a farmer's market, or if you authorized a refund to a scammer on Zelle, the bank's fraud department will legally classify the transaction as authorized by you. They will argue that your personal negligence compromised the account, completely absolving them of any financial liability. You are left to fight a grueling, emotionally exhausting appeals process that almost always ends in a final cold denial letter. If you have ever been targeted by one of these debit card scams, drop your story in the comments below. Sharing exactly how they tried to trick you is the absolute best way to warn others before they lose their savings. If this video helped you understand the severe vulnerabilities hiding in your wallet, hit subscribe and turn on notifications. I will continue to track these threats, dissect the criminal tactics, and expose the truth so you can stay one step ahead of the people trying to steal your life. Stay vigilant, keep your debit card locked down, and never, ever trust the caller ID.